This is Leandra McBride of Political Blackout, and just want to share my thoughts on this recent shooting that we had at a school. Tragic event, but I guess the part that's a little annoying is being asked to surrender my guns because someone else has died of gunfire. And that tells me that you either belong in an insane asylum or you have bad intentions yourself. Because the only way to stop a madman with a gun, you need to call people with guns. And so, you want me to give up my only recourse and the only means that I have to protect myself from someone who wants to do me harm with a gun. Now, the Supreme Court ruled that the police do not have an obligation to protect me. I have to protect myself. So you want me to wait for the police to show up with their guns instead of me being the first responder with my gun. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. Do you know that 98% of public mass shootings occur in gun-free zones since 1950? So what you're doing is, anytime you want to continue to confiscate guns, is you're going to make soft targets for criminals. And until you can entice one of those criminals to put down their weapons, then I won't even think about surrendering mine. But this includes the criminals who have badges, political titles, and black robes. The government in history has been the largest mass killer of all time. The University of Hawaii did a study on it, and it's called democide. This is where the government has turned tyrannical on their own people. And when people have no recourse against those criminals as well, then you have mass deaths. You can ask the Native Americans how they feel about Wounded Knee, and several other times when they were asked to surrender their weapons. And so I'm not giving mine up because I need to protect myself. And then you may ask, well, what about the children? Well, I do care about the children, and I care about their lives. I also care about my own children's lives. And the recourse that I have if someone was to show up to my house or anywhere near me with a gun is to be the first responder to their own scene and to stop the person with the gun by using my own gun. So I'll never surrender my weapon until you can stop the criminal, who by definition is not going to obey a law, from using his gun incorrectly. Making new laws is only ever going to stop law-abiding citizens from carrying a weapon. And that's what you see. A criminal is not going to stop shooting the school because the sign outside says no guns allowed. And if you think that, you're delusional. And anytime that these people do not have firearms, they resort to buses, they use airplanes to cause as much death as they can possibly can. So you think that you're going to wipe out the murderous intent of a person in their mind because you don't give them access to a firearm, then you're delusional. All you need to do is look at Nice, France, for example, and you can see a couple hundred people getting mowed down by a diesel. You see car bombs everywhere. And this is when people don't have access to firearms. I've seen one where a pressure cooker was used in Boston to maim and injure people and to kill people. So, try as you might, but it's a pipe dream to think that if you take away weapons that you're going to stop mass killings. It just makes you feel better and a little bit more noble, when in reality you're not going to do anything but cause more deaths.